It's time to introduce y'all to something new. And that's what Rockstar is all about, being innovative in every way. This collection of artists and producers are just that, innovative creators, very much in their own lane. And when it comes to signature samples, signature phrases, signature flows, and overall creative work that goes into a track, let alone a whole project, a lot of it, and most of these names that I will be mentioning have all either worked on a single or even some on a whole project. So you will hear some names twice, if not more, as we go through. First up, the host, the DJ, the MC, the voice you will hear the most on this station, track after track, carrying you through every mission on this game. For this particular radio station, it comes down to The Alchemist. Why? Because every name mentioned from this point on has either had a full collaboration with him or just a single with him. Alchemist, for you that do or do not know, he is a pioneer of the rap/hip-hop game, bringing you joints that date back to when you were just a seed, to even modern joints that still represent an Alchemist dish best served, to heavy boom bap, heavy drum machine, abstract sounds, and even dropping a verse every now and then. Raw and uncut experimentals is what Alchemist is all about. He's the perfect DJ for this radio station. His place in the world of hip-hop is very, very well respected. First up, Earl Sweatshirt. Earl was also easy being the youngest on this list. Earl with that famous yet one-liners, his rap flow consists of a conversation talk, like a flow over that's really muffled, or a flow that's over coffee and bread and cigarettes. A kid who matured late, but at the right time. That's what this list is like. When I say Rockstar only matures your music palette, Earl's that mature kid with a few words to say with so much substance.
Keep your heart. Don't rush into it. Also, don't be afraid to grow up though too. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep your heart.
Alchemist definitely respects Earl and the many, yet so few features out of these two, giving you a live show feel, very abstract covers, productions, and most notably being an offspring of the late MF Doom. Oh, and don't forget, we're still on the hunt for that full album Alchemist and Earl release under a different name on YouTube. That one can still be not found to this day. Maybe a song will be on the station, who knows. Next up, Damo Genesis, one of Odd Future's most humorous MCs who's turned much more serious when he went solo. A rapper like Damo Genesis delivers thoughtful bars with an urgent flow influenced by Nas, Mobb Deep, MF Doom, and even Wiz Khalifa. In addition to his prolific mixtape output, he released his official debut Genesis in 2016, and currently he's also dropped a album release with Alchemist. Shit, we got two Odd Future joints on here. Griselda. Yes, Griselda. Why didn't I say just Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine? Man, look, I had to put them all into it. Just one. This three-headed monster from up in Buffalo, New York. These three independent artists under any given boom bap heavy beat can offer you that grimy, luxury, WWE, WWF vibe that's like a kid that grew up in the 2000s watching the Boondocks and having MF Doom tracks play in the background, to even seeing the wrong era of cocaine vibes, just like you got done making the biggest play to your fiends, going shopping for the most luxurious designer. Then going to celebrate to go to WrestleMania, only to remember you got to go back to get that hit. You got to go back on the road to make them plays across the states. All three being able to handle their own is like a plug that's at all places at once, offering a feature here, a merch drop here, and a full-on freestyle here. Easy to collab with, because you know why? This is Fly God. Having these choices of plugs that gives us their all on every track, bar after bar, always delivering gems. You can expect them to be on a station like this, being GTA 6.
Hey, yo!
Next up, Mac Homie. Now, why didn't I mention Mac Homie if he is Griselda also? Well, because why not? Everyone seems to forget about the faceless, but never this voice. Mac Homie runs deep, especially being a Haitian and not to fuck with. A prolific creative who works with multiple languages and mediums. His disciplines includes executive production, production, direction, performance, illustration, writing, arranging, singing, and rap. He's an artist advocate and a strong authority in the hip-hop space, being someone to not fuck with. It's best to have him on your team rather than to be against him and you be on the other team, because bad shit will happen. Bars that dares anyone to fuck with his government name. Someone that definitely brings that Haitian pirate attitude and that swampy, productive, and knowledgeable vibe. Not afraid to scave the earth to demand his respect and place. Perfect to be a Vice City criminal. With a K. Next up, Action Bronson. Rapper, songwriter, chef, wrestler, and television presenter. He's a food connoisseur himself, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. This man knows his food, offering some of the illest freestyles. I've given him the nickname Gator Boy, or even Florida Man, because GTA 6 been needing that Florida Man, and that's what Vice City needs, that Florida Man. Having shows like Fuck, That's Delicious, Traveling from the Stars, Action Bronson and friends watch Ancient Aliens, and even in the ring cameos in AEW. Florida Man wins backyard wrestling versus Gator. You can just see the headlines now. Mans has even a collab with Alchemist called Lamb Over Rice. I think you should give that a listen. Hell, even his 2011 album/mixtape called Well Done, or even his mixtape called Bon Appetit, biatch. Yep, I'm more than convinced. We have our Florida Man. Next up, Currency. Jet Life. What you know about this New Orleans vibe? If you know Currency for his unlimited solo mixtapes, his come up was a struggle coming from the mixtape era. Signed to Master P's No Limit label, but in 2005, he made the move to Lil Wayne and Birdman's Cash Money Young Money. Being a member of No Limit Records and being around the hardest worker in this game, Lil Wayne.
Any motherfucker I fuck with is somebody who goes to the studio pretty much every day. Like I came up under fucking C Murder and Master P, Soulja Slim, and then from that to go to Cash Money and fucking like and Wayne, the studio was right around the corner from him. So all these motherfuckers I'm naming, they lived in there because that was exactly where the revenue was coming from. So where else would you be if you get paid for what you're making in there? So them niggas lived like that. So that's the only really thing that's what I know, and it worked.
Being in the underground scene, crossing paths with an up-and-comer Wiz Khalifa was such a match made in heaven. Well, as you can call it, weed heaven for the New Orleans and Pittsburgh thoroughbreds. Since then, Spitta, or Currency, he's been consistent and smart, releasing so many mixtapes that his solo discography, I said discography wrong, is impressive of his own, solidifying his place in rap and hip-hop. Since 2016, he's really been on this run that won't stop anytime soon. But recently, after having a few features that led to a collaborative production with Alchemist being continuance, or even Harry Fraud, Bodie James, Larry June, Dame Dash, Jermaine Dupri, and Babyface is what we needed. But we are at this point spoiled that this mainstream is remarkable. Will people ever forget this relentless efforts and passions to get to where he is now and so forth? I mean, look, Jet Life is perfect, because why not? It's GTA 6. And the man has a deep car collections that's very untouchable in every category that consists of vintage vehicles like Chevy Impalas, Benzos, and all sorts of 5.0s. Listen, this New Orleans thoroughbred is nothing to fuck with. Next up, Bodie James. Born in Atlanta, but raised in Detroit. He established his name Bodie James as a stage name in tribute to his friend Bodie, who was murdered. Now, this type of rap flow is like drug deals and acute detail, with a minimalist production that fits Bodie's cold, unflinching narratives of hitting licks, wearing all black, but still robbing like he was Batman. Narratives that point stories, not even point, but paint stories of gunshot wounds, hitting licks, getting snatched up by detectives, to a lot of basketball-like maestro, conducted with jazz feel and pianos. He takes you from the fast-paced first quarter and the second quarter to slowing it down to that jazzy feel in the third quarter, only to let off a buzzer beater in the fourth quarter, demanding to win even if it's his last shot of the game to come out on top. A winner go home feel. With a collab with Alchemist, you know this was an obvious choice. Man, this was a tough one, because I was considering having him in the honorable mentions with having either Vince Staples, Mike, or MAVI, but I decided on Joey Badass. But I had to come to my senses, and I was like, damn, Joey Badass is a whole nother level in the indie wave. I'm not even going to go too deep, but man, I couldn't just leave Joey out of this. He can rap, sing, and just has this right lover vibe that I know the hoes will fuck with. Not to mention his history runs deep, running with the late Capital Steez. If you know Capital Steez, you know Joey Badass. If you know them, you know MF Doom. Now, before I get into the last three, I just want to give y'all an idea that I had for this radio station. Since being GTA is so damn innovative when it comes to these real life, feel like radio stations. They could have call-ins, commercials, and even a podcast where they have artists like Madlib, Styles P, Black Star, Hit Boy, Conductor, Jadakiss, Pusha T, Freddie G. I also had an idea that, damn, if Alchemist can't do this alone and he's gone, he can always have a co-host. And I was thinking between two of them, either Tyler the Creator or Hit Boy. Now, yes, Tyler the Creator didn't make this list because he's already been on GTA 5 radio.
Hey, you like potato salad? Because I like potato salad, nigga. True.
Tyler the Creator already being on GTA 5 radio with multiple songs, Tyler has already proven why his knowledge of music and braggadocio feel has earned him a position like this. His level of production has only gotten him better, and I hope he gets into film making movies and soundtracks. By the way, I think Tyler the Creator name might go away and he might stick with his real name. Now, why Hit Boy would be a great co-host? Because why not? Because I said so. That's fucking why. And the nigga has bars and a level of understanding when it comes to boom bap, rap. Anyways, you get my point. Hey. If you know that ad-lib, then you know who's next. Born in San Francisco, relocated to Atlanta at age 4. Back and forth time between the two major cities, spending summers with his father in the Bay Area, and the rest of the immersed in the culture and the sounds of the South. He began rapping and making his own music at the age of 8, and by the age of 15, he released his first mixtape, Larry June. Since discovering Larry June, man, his music consists of a sunny feeling rapping about the game of finance, a healthy diet, orange juice, getting that bag by any means.
Seen me have nothing. You seen me sitting in the mall, handing out CDs, people throwing my shit in my face.
Damn.
You seen me going through it. You seen me getting arrested. You seen me doing all the dumb shit. And now, with a little bit of passion and putting time into your craft, everything can change. And I think 1 year, everything can change. You stay on your grind every day for a year, yo, you can have anything you want.
Right.
And super motivating lyrics that is good for the soul. And with the power of being consistent, you can get anything done. His choice of samples matching his rap flow works every time. Most notably working with Jay Worthy, a.k.a. Worthy 2P. Peas in a pod, you know what I'm saying? Mugs. And of course, he's done a collab with Alchemist recently. Larry June is really in his bag and in his own lane when it comes to this music shit. A guy who values time and optimizes it out of the 24 hours in a day, every year.
About how these two worlds work together. It's like when you put together two ingredients, sometimes by accident on a plate, like, oh shit, the syrup just mixed with the fucking eggs, man. That shit, you know what I mean? It was like an accidental, how did this come together? And I think that's what was dope.
A real provider, a striver, and to only be great and better version of himself day in and day out, keeping your eyes on that prize. Ay. Palisades, Jay Worthy, an artist from Compton. You know he's been coming up with that funky beat samples with a group like London Drugs. And if you were listening to his music, He give you that Spike Lee joint that's always honoring things in a very, very heavy West heavy accent. He's like a pimp for real that gives you what you want for him, riding low lows, real pimp shit, and how to knock a bitch. Talking about a full day from the moment he steps out the door to a cruise or even just a chill vibe. But the reason I bring him up is because him and Larry June are definitely, and I mean most definitely, are going to be on GTA 6 radio, bringing that Vice City vibe like no other. Need more proof? Look at this recent occurrence with George Clinton himself. Meeting him is like a California dream for any West Coast rap listener. Just ask Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, hell, even Dr. Dre. He even has a Vice City music video. You know, that's all he needed to get into the game and become immortalized on GTA 6. Last but not least, Freddie Gibbs. Listen, I'm going to keep this real short and sweet because I repeat, I do not feel like beefing with this bald-headed Nick. Anyways, Bandana Beats, Fetty, Tyler the Creator, Alchemist. That's it. That's all. But I will say, if him and Tyler the Creator could make a collab jazz album, that would be so damn fun. Oklahoma, GTA 6.